Hi everyone, this is Berto from Shamanites, and we help people get access to their spirituality through shamanism. Today we're going to talk about why I love shamanism as a spiritual path. But before we get started, click subscribe and the bell icon below so you will always know and be able to check our latest video. So, let's get into it. I would like to start today by telling you more about how I got to shamanism in the first place. For me, I've always been very curious about shamanism. But it's kind of hard for me because in the Philippines, where I came from, you either need to come from a big family who practice shamanism two generations until today, or you find a very good teacher who's willing to take you in. I'm not one of them. So I always wondered how I can learn. And needless to say, it's kind of hard if you put it that way, you with the usual setup that they have in my country. Luckily for me, I actually found my teacher here in Singapore, and he opened this class for people like me who just wants to explore. And what I found is that in just a few days, my teacher gave me enough skills to make me experience its very deep access to my own spirituality and my view of what we call alternate reality. And some might even call it, connecting with nature. And that experience brought me to the main reason why I like shamanism, because it's actually very straightforward and relatively easier than most practices out there. We didn't need to memorize books that are written in ancient language that I can't understand. We didn't need to study for so many years. Like I mentioned, it was only more than a week for me. And we don't need to memorize so many steps before we can do a ceremony or do a healing ritual. So it was relatively easier, and all you really need to do is a teacher who can guide you to the principles of shamanism, which is actually my second reason for loving shamanism, because it's based on principles. And principles are good because you can pretty much apply it to the different practices that you will learn along the way. As I train through the years, I've been exposed, to different cultures, different styles of spirituality around the world. And what I found was that the guiding principles that I learned 4 years ago are still pretty much applicable to any of the new practices that I started to learn. And what I really needed to do is just continue building my knowledge and continue exploring different ways of doing it. And that actually brings me to the last reason why I love shamanism. There are so many applications of it nowadays. So regardless if you are a beginner or you're an advanced practitioner, for example, healing your body on a daily basis can be done using crystals, or if you have drums, or if you have rattles, and even meditation if you know how to use it properly. The key thing really is that, like I mentioned earlier, you learn the principles well. And if you come to think of it, it's just like exercising. Before you pick up a dumbbell, you need to know how to lift it properly. Otherwise, you risk injuring yourself. And that's the same with shamanism. So I hope you learned something tonight. That's it for us. If you like this video, feel free to click subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below and we will get back to you. You can also add us in Facebook under the same name, Shamanites, so you can join our community and you can get updated on our latest events. And hopefully, I'll see you on our next video like this. So again, this is Berto from Shamanites, and I hope you learned something new from me today. Bye-bye.